What's up guys, Jesse here, Bender's Mobile Detailing. Welcome back to another video. Just here on a weekend doing some organizing, some cleaning up, that kind of a thing. And I thought, you know what better time to dust off the old camera and film a YouTube video. So if you don't know, I did take about a 2-year break from YouTube. This is my first video back. Yeah, I'll get into a little bit later in the video. I'll get into a little bit of why I did that. There were some pretty wild things that happened that led me to just kind of shut down the whole YouTube side of it for things. Obviously, I'm not some massive channel pumping out a ton of content with a huge following that it was like a crazy thing or anything, but I did start YouTube, and I started out pretty good, pretty consistent, trying to get as much content as I could out there for a while, and then just completely shut it down. And yeah, like I said, I'll get into a little bit later in the video why I did that. But we'll start. I'll just kind of update you on the business a little bit here. So a lot has changed in 2 years. I've only been in business 3 years, and yeah, back the last video I posted, it was just me, myself, and I in my little truck and trailer detailing as many cars as I could, and a ton has changed since then. So I'll give you a brief overview of the mobile units, just a bit of foreshadowing. Yeah, give you a brief overview on them. I am going to do a full video on like a tour of my mobile detailing setup. I've spent a lot of time, a lot of different platforms, and a lot of different variations within this platform, trying to figure out the best setup for a mobile detailing unit, and I think I've really dialed it in. I think this is one of the better ones out there. So we'll do a separate video doing a full tour on that, why I chose what I chose, all the equipment, all the stuff, everything like that. But this video is more just going to be a bit of an update. It will be quite a bit of a talking video. So if that's not your cup of tea, I understand. I do think there will be some value though in this video in terms of lessons I've learned in running a business. Obviously some that are specific to detailing businesses, but just in general, I think there's some value in here. So yeah, we'll do a bit of talking today, and then we'll start just showing you the mobile unit. Here we go. So there's the mobile unit, the Ram ProMaster City. This one's a 2021. Obviously you might be able to kind of tell I have more than one. So I'll just kind of briefly update, or briefly talk about why I ended up with this platform, and then update you on how we ended up where we are with 3. So yeah, Ram ProMaster City I think is by far the best platform you could use for mobile detailing. I mean, the Ford Transit Connect or whatever, the small cargo van. That is where you should be, in my opinion. You're not gonna get better than that. So most of you would know, or if you've watched videos before, you would know I started with a truck and trailer. I had a 05 Dakota and a 6x10 enclosed trailer is what I started the business with. And it was really good. I liked it. It had a door in the back, door on one side. It was tall enough you could walk in, so you step in, you get what you need. These things, when I first got, it was actually this one, the 2016, that I got first, and I showed this one on the channel before it was wrapped. Right when I got it, it was like the second or third last video that I posted. I honestly thought it might be too small. So when I'll get into how I got here. So had my Dakota, had my trailer, worked great, wanted to hire someone. So I went to the Dodge dealership and I ordered a brand new Ram ProMaster 1500. It was a high roof. It was the middle wheelbase. And the reason I went with that is just basically the cargo size was the same as my trailer. 6 feet wide, 10 feet long, tall enough you can walk in, whatever. It sounds crazy that I did that now. Like, yeah, I was in business like 6 months, if that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order a brandy spanking new $60,000 van and hire someone to drive it next year, which was insane. I can't believe I did that, but I did. But anyways, I ordered that thinking that would be perfect. My trailer worked so good, I was like, yep, that'd be great. And then pandemic and all that, supply chain issues, delays. I had ended up where I had hired someone to drive the van, and the van was delayed and not coming. And so that's when I found this guy. Actually, even before that, which is crazy. So yeah, the last 2 videos I posted were vehicle upgrades. I upgraded my 05 Dakota to a brand new truck, and then I got this thing right around the same time. And the reason for that, I had never bought a vehicle that wasn't 15 years old before in the past, and then I bought a 2016 and 2021 in like 2 months apart. So when that order that I made on the new one kept getting delayed, I was like, okay, I guess I'll go with, because I thought this van was too small. I didn't think it would work. So I was like, I guess I'll go with a truck and trailer. So I found that truck. I didn't order it, but it was basically what I would order, a little 2-door short box. It was the one that was on the channel. I don't have that truck anymore, and I'll get into why. But yeah, I got that truck and I ordered another trailer. So I was like, sweet, 2 trucks, 2 trailers. I'll keep the Dakota and the trailer I have, get another trailer, another truck. So got the truck was coming in a month and a half, ordered the trailer was gonna be 2 months. It was gonna be just in time for my guy to start. And then literally a week after I ordered the trailer, they called me and said, yep, it's gonna be delayed. We don't know when it's gonna come. Well, crap. So now I'm not gonna have, like, I'm still trying to find something for this guy that I hired to drive in like 2 months time. And so that's when I ended up finding this thing. It was used. It's 2016. It had like 90,000 K on it when I bought it. And this was early enough in pandemic that the prices weren't stupid on new or used vehicles yet. So I pulled the trigger on this, and wasn't sure if it would be big enough, and on it, because it's a fair bit smaller. The 6x10 trailer that I had, 6 feet wide and 10 feet long. This is about 7 feet long, maybe 7.5. You lose almost 3 feet in length, and it's not even 4 feet wide. So you lose over 2 feet in width as well, and then the height as well. So it's a fair bit smaller. Wasn't sure something like this would work. And the only reason that it does is because it has these sliding doors on both sides of the van. And then obviously the double door in the back, versus the trailer just has, at least the one I had, just had the door in the back and one side, so you had to open the door, climb in, get what you need. Whereas these vans, you're never climbing in. You're just opening whichever door you want, getting what you need, keeping going. It'd be a pain to climb in and out of something when you don't have a full ceiling height, you can't stand up. But the way these are set up, you don't have to climb in ever. And that is what makes this size workable. If this vehicle was the same size but didn't have doors on both sides, it would not work for what I want to do. But no, other than that, they're perfect. So yeah, ended up then getting this thing. And then I was stuck with, well, I just bought this new truck. I probably could back out of it before I get it. But at the same time, my Dakota was kind of like, I was planning on upgrading it the next year. And with COVID and the truck that I ended up getting, a 2-door short box, it was the right color red. There wasn't a lot of those trucks out there. And so I thought, well, if I back out of this deal on the truck now, a year later when I want a 2-door short box red truck, probably not going to be able to find it. It was that kind of spec is pretty rare. So I ended up pulling the trigger on that too. So that was the last couple of videos. I got this thing and the truck, and then my 2 mobile units were the trailer I always had, the new truck, and then the van that I just got, 2016 van. So yeah, ran with those 2 units for the summer of 2021, not this past summer, but the one before. And it was really good. It went, yeah, I liked it a lot. This van was better than I ever expected it to be. The bigger van that I ordered just kept getting delayed, so I didn't worry about canceling it or anything, because I still didn't know when it would come or if I would want it or whatever. But yeah, I did start to think, you know what, like, it is a bit of a pain having 2 different mobile units. I was in the truck and trailer almost all the time. There was times where an employee would go out in the truck and trailer, which made me a little nervous, and depending on their experience, it wasn't always, like, it's easier to drive one of these things than it is a truck and trailer. And then even too, just with them being different sizes, like, you got different equipment in different places in each unit, and they work differently and blah, blah, blah. So it was just a little more complex than it had to be. And I thought it would be really good to have the same unit. So then next off season, that van that I ordered, this was the winter, like the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, that winter, my big van that I ordered finally came in. So it was like, they told me 8 weeks, and it ended up to be about a year and 2 months even. It was awful. Anyways, finally came in. At this point in the pandemic, the price, like the supply chain was all messed up at this point. And this is the one part of the pandemic where I got a little bit lucky, because I ordered this new van, the big van, early enough in the pandemic that people didn't realize the supply chain issues just yet. The prices hadn't skyrocketed and all that. And then a month or two after I ordered that van, I ended up buying a truck. Still early enough, there wasn't supply chain issues and overpriced everything and all that. So it was good that way. So then fast forward a year, we're still in the pandemic, and people are realizing like supply chain issues, all the prices were going up on everything. So this van came in, and it was like huge. I'll put a picture here of this van, and this isn't the wrap that was on it. It was bright red. So I'll put a picture of it with this one and my new one, the 1500. Just the size difference was crazy. The fuel mileage difference was crazy. I picked it up from the dealer. I had it for a week, and I went, this is too big. I don't need something this big. And so I called my salesman at a different dealer because of a whole other crazy story that I'm not going to get into, and talked about, just explore my options of what it would be to trade this van in. And I got lucky because the small vans are a little less popular, so you could still kind of get them. But the big van that I ordered was like, nobody could get them. Everybody needed them. Nobody could get them. And so I got super lucky. I picked that van up. I had it for 1 week, 7 days exactly, and I dropped it back off at the dealership. I traded it in on one of these two. So these are both 2021s. They're absolutely identical. I put different wheels on one of them. But yeah, I traded that big van in on one of these. My payment dropped like 35%. These are less expensive to buy. So, and then on top of that, I got a check as well, because what I was trading in was worth so much more, and I got a good price on it because I ordered it before all the supply chain issues. So I ended up trading that van in on this. A check was more than enough to pay for the wrap on the van, and I dropped my weekly payment like 35%. It was crazy. Got such a good deal. So then I was like, sweet. And I got two vans pretty much identical. One's a 21, one's a 16, but they're the same. The only difference is the grill. That one has Ram spelt out, and this one has the old Ram logo. But yeah, two vans identical. That's great. And then I still have my truck and trailer for the third unit, and run with 3 units next summer, which is this past summer, 2022. I was like, that's awesome. And then I kind of started thinking, still it'd be nice to have all of the same unit. And this new dealer I was working with gave me such a smoking deal on that van that I owned for a week and traded in. And so I didn't want to do it, but I knew it'd be a smart business decision. So I called him. I said, what would you give me on trade for my truck, that 2-door short box truck? And I loved that thing. It was like, yeah, I loved that truck. I put all kinds of extras on it and whatever. Anyways, he gave me a killer deal on that too. So I owned that truck for a year. I bought it brand new, put 15,000 on it. And so then I traded it in on the second 2021 Ram ProMaster City. Again, I kept the same weekly payment on that one, and I got a check that paid for the wrap on that van, and I bought it's sitting outside here, I guess I can quick show you, a cheap truck, a 2003 Ford Ranger with like 300,000 on it. So essentially what I did was I turned 1-year-old truck and then a brandy spanking new van into 2 brandy spanking new vans with both wraps, which is like $4,000 a piece, $4,000 each, paid for, plus another vehicle, albeit a pretty crappy, ugly vehicle, but that's just for me to drive. Now I have 3 identical vans. 2 of them are brand new. I got the matching wrap on all 3 of them. I rewrapped this one because the original red wrap that was done awfully. Again, another wild story, but I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, so took the opportunity when I was getting these 2 done to get this one done as well. So yeah, that's how we ended up here. 3 of the exact same vans. They're all built out the exact same on the inside, all the same equipment, all that. They're super easy to drive. They're way more fuel efficient than a big van or a truck and trailer. Yeah, these vans are where it's at. Unfortunately, all of the big auto manufacturers have discontinued the small sized cargo vans, the Ram ProMaster City, the Ford Transit Connect, all that stuff. I guess they kind of think that fuel mileage is the main reason that people pick these over the big ones, which is true. That's your main advantage. Yeah, so with electric coming, like the fuel mileage, just it doesn't matter anymore, right? And so it's unfortunate because these are perfect for what we do, but I am looking forward to getting an electric van one day. As soon as I'm able to order one, I'm gonna. Yeah, so that's how we ended up here. And then obviously we have the fourth vehicle back here. I don't think this has ever made it on the channel. This is my 1953 Chevrolet Businessman's Coupe, it's called. It's a Chevy Bel Air, but a base model. So the Bel Air from the same year would look identical. It would just have a bunch of extra chrome trim and all the fancy extras on it. But fancy extras in 1953 were like side view mirrors and reverse lights and stuff like that. So I don't know. Anyways, the only time this has been on the channel is in this logo. This logo was made from a picture that I took at a buddy's wedding of this car. I bought this car back in 2017. It's all original, straight six motor, 3 on the tree tranny. It's an awesome car. I drive it. I put miles on this thing. So I've been slowly fixing it up over the past few years. It's kind of a mix of like business and personal. Obviously, I base my entire brand on it. But yeah, it's never been on the channel before, I don't think, because I don't usually keep it here. I keep it at home. But I'm wanting to do some work on it this year because I'm going to drive it even more. Like, I'll use it. I did last summer. I drive it so much. I'll go and visit my team out in the field, deliver coffees with it. I'll take it to the gym. I'll do whatever. Like, I drive this thing it's an awesome old car. It's way more reliable than you'd ever think an original like 70-year-old car would be. But it's awesome. But yeah, so the reason it's here and not at home is because I'm doing some work to it this winter. Obviously, it's like grossly dirty right now. And the reason that doesn't absolutely kill me and I'm not hiding it from you here is because I'm planning on doing a full paint correction to it, like wet sanding and everything. This car was painted in some guy's garage in Saskatchewan in the 90s. And for a garage paint job, it's not bad, but it's not great. So I'm going to see what I can do about making that a little better, as well as doing some mechanical work and that kind of a thing. So I think I might actually film some of that and put it on the channel too. It's not exactly detailing related content, but it's part of the business and it's still will make for some pretty cool content. But yeah, so other than that, the rest of the big changes have been to the shop. So at the start of this business, I spent a lot of time, and we'll get into this in another video. Like I said, we'll do a full tour on the interior of those vans and how they're set up. But I spent so much time making those vans like set up super productive, super efficient, easy to use, all that. And didn't really in the shop for the longest time. So my latest project has been setting the shop up. So this whole mezzanine did not used to be here the last time I filmed a YouTube video. Changed chemical suppliers. So we have a whole dilution system that does it automatically now for most of the chemicals, not all of them. But yeah, trying to set up the shop to be just as efficient and productive to use as the vans are. Is what has been the latest thing for me. So up until this point in the business, I've grown my mobile fleet by 1 unit every year. First year was just me. Second year I had 2. Third year I had 3. Going into my 4th year here now, I'm not adding a 4th unit. I'm actually just going to focus on the shop here. I'm going to try to, up until now, I've really just used the shop for detailing in the winter or on rain days. But we're growing our list of services that we offer. So we're going to try to book the shop out here. We'll do some detailing in it for sure, but we've got some other cool stuff in the works right now that we're going to start getting customer cars in here every single day that way as well. I pay rent in this shop all year. May as well use it to generate some revenue as well. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. That's a big old update on the business side of things. The last thing I'll touch on here in this video is why I took that break from YouTube. So like I said, my last couple videos, we're getting this van, upgrading the truck there, and it was all in preparation for my first hire to have 2 units on the road every day, right? And so I ended up doing that. My first hire is a college or university student. He started in April, and the two of us were going out every day, and it honestly couldn't have went better at the start. Like, he was great at detailing, and yeah, I got compliments from customers all the time. He was awesome. But anyways, he ended up working for me for 7 weeks, and then he quit with 2 days notice. He made up some story about having to go move for a job or blah blah blah, whatever. He quit with 2 days notice, and then he started up his own detailing company in my area as my competitor. He stole cleaning product off my shelf. He copied my whole business in terms of like the service packages we offer and what's included in each package and our pricing and all that. Just copied it all, stole stuff right off my shelf. Like, yeah, took everything he learned from working for me in 7 weeks and started his own business and became my competitor. And so that was what really kind of made me think, like, how much of my business do I really want to put on YouTube? How easy do I want to make it for someone to copy my business and be my competitor? And I get, like, the information's out there whether I put it out there or not, which is true to a certain extent. Where I am in Canada, detailing is or at least wasn't when I started near as popular as it is in the States. It still definitely isn't on the same level. So like building these mobile units was so difficult. Like I can't walk to the detail shop and buy equipment or products or even the hardware stores back in 2020 when I was starting this. Like I couldn't go to the hardware store and get detail equipment. There wasn't a thing. No one wasn't a thing. We didn't have that like they do in the States, and I know it. And so and we do now a little bit. It's still not to the same level, and it's like not equipment that I would really use. But it's come a long way in the last 3 years. But anyway, so that was the reason. Yes, the information's out there. Anybody could start anything and be my competitor. But it was so very difficult to do it at the start of a pandemic in Canada that I didn't really want to put out there every piece of equipment I had, every chemical I used, all that stuff, just because I didn't want to make it that easy to just copy my business and be my competitor. And so now we're at the point, obviously, 3 mobile units on the road every day, getting vehicles in the shop. Like, we are established. We have a customer base. We're the biggest mobile detailing company in my region. We might even be the biggest detailing company, period, not just mobile specific, based on like volume of cars that we do in a year. I don't know that for sure. I know we're the biggest mobile company. I'm not sure about detail company. There are some pretty big shops around, but yeah, to the point now where but I'm just to the point now where I'm an established business. We have a customer base. We've got, I'm not worried about it anymore. At the end of the day, this is my livelihood. And so there was just a bit there where I was like, I'm gonna take a break from the YouTube side of it and just focus on growing the business and making a living out of it. And then once I feel like I'm there and I'm safe, I can kind of resume some of this stuff. So that was where that went. There was a lot more that went into it too. I don't want to get into all of it, but yeah, that was how we got to where we are. And that was why we took the break off of YouTube. But yeah, this, like I said, a lot of talking in this video. It's gone on long enough. Yeah, look forward to more videos in the future. Like I said, we're going to do the whole tour on the vans. Got a lot of upgrades I want to do. Like I'm going to do a tour. This van is still set up the way I had it last summer, whereas these other two this van is set up the way I had it last summer because we still do some mobile jobs in the winter. But these two I have kind of tore apart and have on the inside and have been doing some upgrades and things like that. And so we'll get into all that, get into, yeah, the equipment, all that stuff. Lots of videos to come, lots of content. So be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.